In a world where the quest for love is universal, there is a paradoxical scenario unfolding in Asia. It's an unheard reality, a surprising imbalance of genders in some Asian nations leading to a surplus of single women. This isn't a simple case of supply and demand. It's a complex tapestry woven with threads of societal norms, economic conditions, and cultural preferences. Together, these factors have engendered a situation that's both intriguing and disheartening. Let us journey through the 9 poorest Asian countries with the most single women due to a lack of men who want them. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment, "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. Tajikistan, a little-known country, holds the 9th position in our countdown. Nestled in Central Asia, this nation grapples with an economy heavily reliant on remittances, agriculture, and mining. But beneath this economic landscape lies a more pressing issue: the plight of single women. Tajik society is marked by a significant gender imbalance, largely due to male labor migration. Every year, thousands of Tajik men travel to Russia and other countries in search of better-paying jobs. This mass exodus leaves a visible void in the Tajik population, with women outnumbering men. These women, often single and left behind, face significant social and economic challenges. The lack of men, coupled with societal expectations and economic hardships, makes their lives particularly taxing. They are left to navigate a society that often undervalues their worth and overlooks their potential. Tajikistan's single women's plight, unfortunately, is just the tip of the iceberg. Moving to the 8th position, we find Bangladesh grappling with a similar issue. In the heart of South Asia, Bangladesh is a country of vibrant culture and bustling cities. However, beneath this lively surface, the economic condition tells a different story. The nation is struggling with poverty and the consequences of early marriage practices that disproportionately affect women. The preference for male children in Bangladeshi society has led to a surplus of single women. The societal pressure for girls to marry young often results in girls being left single later in life as men prefer younger brides. This vicious cycle continues to perpetuate itself, leaving many women in dire straits. The economy, heavily reliant on the garment industry, offers limited opportunities for women, further compounding their plight. The lack of men willing to marry these women has created a social issue that goes beyond the economic implications. As we move on, the situation only gets more heartrending. In the 7th, 6th, and 5th positions, we have Myanmar, Nepal, and Laos, respectively. These countries, nestled in the heart of Asia, are not just rich in natural beauty and cultural heritage, but also in the number of single women due to a significant lack of men who want them. Diving into the economic conditions of these countries, it is evident that they struggle with significant economic challenges. Myanmar, with its recent political instability, has seen a rapid decline in economic growth. This instability has led to a surge in emigration, with many men leaving the country in search of better opportunities, leaving behind a surplus of single women. Moving a little north, we find Nepal. Despite its breathtaking Himalayan vistas, Nepal is one of the poorest countries in Asia. The harsh geographical terrain and lack of infrastructure limit economic opportunities, causing many men to migrate for work, resulting in a high number of single women. And lastly, in the landlocked nation of Laos, the story isn't much different. The country's economy is largely agrarian, offering limited opportunities for its citizens. This lack of economic prospects drives many Laotian men to seek work in more prosperous neighboring countries, resulting in a significant gender imbalance. But economic factors aren't the sole culprits here. Cultural biases play a significant role too. In these societies, deeply ingrained gender stereotypes and societal norms often devalue women, leading to a preference for male children. This bias, combined with the economic struggles, exacerbates the issue of gender imbalance, leading to a surplus of single women. The common thread in these countries is poverty and cultural biases. However, these aren't the only factors contributing to the imbalance. Issues such as early marriage, lack of education for women, and societal pressure also play a part. But as we continue our journey through this countdown, we must brace ourselves, for the worst is yet to come. Holding the 4th and 3rd positions, we have Cambodia and war-torn Afghanistan. Let's take a closer look at these two nations, each grappling with their unique issues, yet sharing a common thread: a striking gender imbalance and a high number of single women. Cambodia's economy, heavily reliant on agriculture, faces challenges in terms of diversification and modernization. This has led to limited job opportunities, particularly for women. As a result, many men seek employment abroad, leaving behind a surplus of single women. Furthermore, the country's cultural norms and traditional expectations place a premium on male children, leading to skewed gender ratios. Now let's shift our attention to Afghanistan, a country that has been ravaged by decades of war and conflict. The impact on its gender ratio is stark. The loss of countless young men in warfare has resulted in a high number of single women. Economic instability and political unrest further exacerbate the situation. Women, often left to fend for themselves, face immense challenges in a society marked by conservative traditions and deep-rooted gender biases. The plight of single women in both Cambodia and Afghanistan extends beyond the mere struggle for survival. They are often stigmatized and marginalized, their voices drowned in the cacophony of societal norms and expectations. In Cambodia, single women are often viewed as incomplete or unfortunate. In Afghanistan, they bear the brunt of societal scorn, and opportunities for employment and self-sufficiency are few and far between. The impact of war and poverty on these nations' gender ratio is more than just a demographic issue. It's a human issue, affecting the lives of millions of women. It's a societal issue, challenging the traditional norms and structures. And it's an economic issue, with implications for development and growth. These countries present a stark picture of the gender paradox, but the top two are even more alarming. As we move forward, let's remember that behind these statistics are real people, real stories, and real lives, and it's these stories that we need to hear, understand, and respond to. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. All right, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. In the second position, we have the isolated nation of North Korea. A paradox of modern times, North Korea's economic condition is largely influenced by its self-imposed isolation and totalitarian regime. This not only affects the country's financial health, but also contributes to an alarming gender imbalance. The regime's focus on military might and patriarchal norms have created a society where men are prioritized, resulting in an excess of single women. This imbalance is further exacerbated by the fact that many North Korean men seek to escape the harsh conditions of their homeland, leaving behind a growing population of women. Moreover, the economic hardships faced by the country have led to a surge in human trafficking, with women often being the most affected. These circumstances have left many North Korean women in a precarious situation, struggling to find stability and security. North Korea's situation is indeed dire, but the country at the top of our list is even more shocking. Topping our list is India, a country known for its cultural diversity and economic disparity. A land of contrasts, India's economic condition is as varied as its cultural tapestry. Despite being one of the world's fastest-growing economies, poverty remains a significant issue, disproportionately affecting women. In India, the gender imbalance is not just a statistic, it's a palpable reality, deeply entrenched in societal norms and traditional practices. From birth, a male child is often viewed more favorably, a preference that has led to a disturbing trend of female infanticide and sex-selective abortions. This, coupled with higher mortality rates for females due to neglect and inadequate healthcare, has resulted in a skewed gender ratio. Gender biases further exacerbate the situation. Women, particularly those from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, often face systemic barriers preventing them from accessing education and employment opportunities. This limits their economic independence and perpetuates the cycle of poverty. On the other hand, societal pressure on men to be the primary breadwinners often leads them to seek opportunities elsewhere, leaving behind a population of single women struggling to make ends meet. This is a multifaceted issue, rooted in cultural norms, economic disparity, and gender discrimination. India's situation is a stark reminder of the deep-seated gender biases prevalent in many societies. It underscores the need for comprehensive solutions that address the root cause of these issues, promoting gender equality and empowering women to break free from the shackles of poverty. These 9 countries present a grim picture of the gender imbalance in Asia. We've journeyed through Tajikistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Laos, Cambodia, Afghanistan, North Korea, and India, each with their unique challenges and heartbreaking realities. A common thread that weaves through these countries is the striking surplus of single women due to a lack of men who desire them. This reality reflects a mixture of complex socio-economic factors. Poverty often amplifies these issues, pushing families to prioritize the males over the females. Cultural biases further tip the scales, with the preference for male children still prevalent in many regions. On top of this, the lack of proper educational opportunities and resources for women exacerbates the situation. These factors combined create a vicious cycle that's difficult to break. This countdown is not just about numbers, but about human lives caught in the grip of poverty and cultural biases.